Hi everybody, it's XG with me and it's your girl BG and I'm back with another video. This is for XG's Is This Love music video. First off, I thought it was the perfect occasion to wear my new tracksuit. So it's got all the members being ridiculous on it. So please enjoy that. This music video was supposed to come out on my birthday last Friday, and then I was so heartbroken that it didn't come out on the day, but it's here now. I have not seen the teasers. Everyone has been messaging me about the teasers, but I did see like the initial image that they put out of all of them together. So I've been doing my best to avoid everything. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna watch the whole thing through first time, no stopping, just reaction crazy. And then I'll watch it again and chat about it a little bit. So let's get into it. Oh, it's playing old clips. Oh, from the documentary. Stunning. Oh my gosh, like alien robot Harvey. Wait, what? Oh my god, that I was not expecting. Oh, he looks so beautiful. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god, cheese of this hair. Wow. Oh my god, and they've got the hair on the shoulders like Juria had at the McDonald's thing. Oh, she looks stunning. What is going on? What is with these seagull things? Oh my god, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, everything. It's everything. I am so overwhelmed. Oh, stunning. I love the bow earrings. Oh my god, am I with this short hair? Yay! Oh my god, this hair on Hinata is everything. Stunning. Ooh! Yes! Oh my goodness. Oh my, what is that even? Oh, I love that. With like the reverse video. That's cool. Excuse me! Ah! What's happening? What? I'm sorry. What? What is going on? What? Oh my god. Oh, she's like in a heart bed. That's actually really cool imagery. But what was that thing before? What? Oh my god. What? Oh, it's similar, like, oh. Oh, that's cool, the font. What? What was that? Sorry, my brain cannot think of anything else. Hinata Jurin Harvey? What? Okay, let's regain ourselves. I'm so sorry. Okay. Woo! All right, we're gonna go back to the beginning. We're gonna take it bit by bit. We're gonna compose ourselves. But just from that, we've got to give it a 10 out of 5 Jurins. Immediate. Okay, let's go back. Oh my god, I feel like my heart rate is through the roof. Okay. We're watching again, guys. Here we go. I do love this imagery with all the behind the scenes, and it's like in these TV screens almost. I think that's really beautifully done with this like grainy film. I love that. And this is stunning. They have done similar imagery with this, almost like with the egg thing with the Hesino video they did. This is crazy. With the robotics, like, yeah, we're aliens, you know, we're not of this world, is really cool. And she's got like this robot heart. This is really interesting too. Like, even just this visual of them spinning, and they're both holding the rose, and then obviously later on in the video they get much closer. But that's really interesting, kind of talking about what love is. And you know, and of course the title is This Love, of, you know, when you get to know somebody, whether it's friend, you know, relationship, whatever it is, like, you start off usually as strangers, right? And you're far apart, but you've kind of decided we're going to try to be in each other's orbit, right? Like, it's literally they're orbiting around this thing. And then seeing if through that orbit you get closer and closer and closer and closer. And I think, you know, even just the imagery of holding the flower, you know, we think of something, flowers as being really delicate, and in one way they are really delicate, and it's really like your heart is really delicate and precious. But at the same time, flowers are really resilient, right? Like, they grow up through concrete and sidewalks. They always bloom. Even if they die, they come back again. And just I like that that juxtaposition. And even the color palette here is really muted. I think usually when we think of love, we think of like red and bright and like vivid. And so the fact even that this is so muted, it's almost like love is a blank canvas, right? It is what you make it to be, and the experiences you want to have within that. And so I think that's really interesting, how it's very plain and subdued. It's a different approach, which I think is really cool. And just for like Jurin in this hair and the long hair and the bows and the everything, 5 out of 5 Jurins. Hello. I mean, guys, it's just like the imagery. Like, what? And she's back to the dark hair, which is crazy. Like, what can she not do? Honest to God, another 5 out of 5 Jurins just for this picture right here. And Hinata, I love with the wavy hair. Jesus! Oh my gosh. I love this choreo so much. And really interesting that in this shot, there's like things falling. There's like debris falling, right? And it looks almost not dystopia necessarily, but the imagery around them, it's like there's all these boulders, and it doesn't look very like pretty per se. And that's really interesting. I almost wonder where that comes from, if it's, you know, in their storyline of, okay, we're trying to figure out, like, is this love? What is love in this new planet? What does that mean to connect with like human beings in this new planet? But then I think also, if we take it from like just a human perspective, right? Like, there's always going to be these unknown boulders, rocks, things in your way, things that just come out of left field that you don't expect. And how do you handle that with the other people around you to kind of really see if, hey, am I going to weather this storm even through this hard time? Like, that's what love actually is, right? So I think that's interesting with like the falling things out of the sky. And then she's like, what is that? And there's like llamas or something. And what? What is happening? And there's seagulls. Like, is this their planet? Is this where they crash landed? This. It's another 5 out of 5 Jurins, people. Another 5 out of 5. Oh my word. And see, now I swear, I feel like they've moved in. Like, I feel like the rail is shorter now than it was before. They were farther out before, and now they've moved in. And Hinata's still like holding the flower, right? But Jurin's more open now. So it's almost like a metaphor if somebody has to take that leap to open up, to be like, hey, like, let's see where this goes. Because if you both are so, you know, just holding on to protecting your heart, you're never going to get anywhere, right? You have to be open to actually like move forward. So I think that's really interesting. Oh my God. Maya with this hair. Are you joking? Beautiful. Gosh, I love these. Oh, this, please. Wow. What is Harvey wearing? And I love this. Because she says things I just can't figure out. And I love this like reverse rewind, because that's almost like the overthinking in your head, right? Like you're replaying, you're going backwards and forwards between memories and things, and thinking, okay, do I care about this person? Like, what does this mean? Do they actually really like me? Do they not? Did I read into that too much? Like you're constantly replaying, and it really is like, you know, if you were of the time of having the VCR rewinders, you know, you'd put the VCR in there and put it in the rewinder, you know, go back. This is what this reminds me of. That yeah, you're constantly that back and forth of being in reality but replaying what's happened. And so I think this is a really cool visual for that. What is this? What is this? Okay, so I was correct. They were far apart, and then they got a little bit closer. Now they're very close. Okay, first off, this is just crazy of being Hinata, because Hinata is like, I feel like the most hands-off person in XG, so this is just like crazy. But what's happening? Like, what? Is anyone else's brain exploding? Because mine surely is. I feel like this is where we've got to just do something here, because this what's happening? What? What is going on? Who pitched this? What's happening? What? Infinite gerunds. Scale broken. Mind scrambled. What is happening? Never in my life would I have ever predicted that I would be looking at a freeze frame of Hinata and Jurin's lips touching. Never in my life. I'm speechless. Everything, just every Jurin, every bomb, everything. Oh my God. Okay, come back to earth. Okay, the symbolizing of this. Oh my God. Yeah, just like you start off so far apart and you slowly get to know each other. Somebody kind of says, okay, I'm going to open my heart. Let's see where this goes. And then you get to the point where you're like, okay, let's give it a try, right? And obviously XG, just as people, as members, have gotten to the point where they're super comfortable with each other, right? This has been, 7-8 years for some of them in this journey. And so clearly there's an openness and there's a vulnerability there when you trust somebody, right? And so that same message is in love. Again, whether that's friendship or romantic relationship, you have to have that trust there to say like, okay, like, let's go. But this, just what the heck? I'm never getting over that. I'm never getting over it. Wow. And all the questions, all the memories replaying in your head, I think that's really cool. And then it goes into like this dystopian, yeah, you're like replaying all the memories. She's like, oh my God. Wow. Now see? We're gonna do it again. It's, what is going on? And now this is actually, though, before I have my Jervy freak out, this is really interesting because Harvey is this like alien version, this robot version of herself, right? And then you've got Jurin, who's in her, regular form. And I think that's a cool metaphor because I think sometimes when we're meeting new people and we're interacting with new people, you can feel like they're an alien, right? Like there's so much of the way we think and the things we do that we take for granted. Like we just assume, oh, other people are thinking and feeling that way too. And then when you meet other people and realize they have a different perspective, a different point of view, whether that's a different culture, language, or even if they're from your same town, it can be so surprising the different point of views people have. And so they can feel like they're an alien or feel like even like they're a robot if somebody isn't able to fully express their feelings. So I think this imagery actually is really cool for that. I really appreciate that. But then like Jurin being the human, like she's still going to take that leap and say like, I don't necessarily understand everything about you. I don't necessarily even understand the way like your heart works, but there's still something there that I'm drawn to and I want to know more about that. And so I think that's really powerful in that way. And I think it's also really cool how, you know, Harvey's head is a human, but then the body is a robot. So it's like, yeah, you see other people and they look like a human being. They look like you. But then when you get to know a person, you realize like there's actually so many versions of humanity and so many versions of people that, yeah, it can feel robotic or like an alien sometimes. But yeah, that's really cool. But back to this. What is happening? And then literal sparks are flying. Okay. What? I'm so sorry to my neighbors. I'm screaming. What? Bombs again. Everything broken. Every alert. Infinite Jurin. Scale broken. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't. Never in my life. Never in my life. Jervy stands everywhere are just rejoicing. Their hearts are bursting. My God. What is this? This is a 5 out of 5 Jurins plus a 10 out of 5 Jurins plus an infinite Jurins plus an alert plus my heart. But actually what's really interesting about this scene versus the one with Hinata, like Jurin and Hinata were both like committed to that in the sense of like their characters. They both had their eyes closed. They were just going on the journey doing it. Here you've got Jurin who's very much like, okay, I'm in it, right? Like I'm just following whatever this is. But then you've got Harvey who's like, she's not even like engaged in the situation, right? Like she's just like staring off into space. And so that imagery is actually really interesting. And I don't know if I really even know why that is, besides obviously like the robot part. But, you know, maybe it's like, oh, there's still an uncertainty here. I still don't know if I want to like open myself up to this person, but I would be really interested to hear more from them, specifically on like Harvey's facial expression here, how she's just like completely blank. That would be really interesting to hear more about. But what the freaking hell? Like, never in my life, guys. Never in my life. But Maya, stunning. What can she not do? Love her. And this choreo here is so, oh my God, these pants. Woo! Maya in the wavy hair. My favorite. Coconut. Wow. And these like beams coming out from here. I love this imagery with the actual heart bed and like it reverberating out. That's really cool. And even her like sleeping, it just shows the power of just the mind and the aura you give out, that you don't even have to be like saying or doing anything for people to feel your aura and your essence is really cool. And what I love about this ending shot too, it's similar to even how they ended Howling, and I think a bit in Girl Gang as well, where it's like their essence, these like flowers, these plants are now spreading into this new environment, covering the new planet, and they're kind of spreading this message, right? And it's forming into these different things and interacting with the environment, which I think is really, really, really cool. Wow. What an experience. Sorry to anyone's ears that I completely broke while they were listening to this. This is absolute 10 out of 10 fire. Um, Totally different imagery than I thought they were going to use for the music video. Like I said earlier, when we think of love, we think of usually really bright, oversaturated, vivid colors. And so just from hearing the song, that's where I would assume it would go, is this really vivid color and really bright in your face. But it was much more subdued color palette wise, which was really interesting. Um, yeah, that just was a surprise to me. Not bad, not good, just different approach than I thought was going to be taken. Everybody looked absolutely stunning. I'm still really curious about some of the elements, whether this is Earth, their home planet, like a transitionary planet, because you had like, the seagulls at one point randomly, you had the llamas at one point randomly, they were like in a playground, you had, I think, Jervy like in that car that then was like on fire in the background. So there was a lot of like random elements that I'm interested to see what's the tie-in with some of that stuff. Um, the oh my god, the Hinata Jern Harvey, wow. I did think I really liked, though I'll say again, the imagery of especially Hinata and Jern starting really far apart, and then as the song went on they got closer and they got closer and they got closer. I thought that was a really beautiful way to use imagery to show just like relationships between people, and how over time, you might not see it day to day, moment to moment, but in weeks, months, years, there is that huge shift of becoming closer to somebody, which I thought was really, really cool. I need to see the behind the scenes for this like immediately, because who came up with this and like what? Just Jurin, my God. The Jurin fans are eating today. Okay, like what a glorious day for all of us. But another just knocked out of the park. Beautiful, beautiful video. It's XG with me, and it's your girl VG, and I hope to see you around for another video. Bye bye.